Good morning. Today is June 18th, 2022, and we are here to tour 1306, 1308 Market Street. This is a in-progress tour, shall we say. The first floor has not been attacked yet, but the second and third floors are mostly done, and we'll go up there and see the changes since we were here in February of 2020. A little bit of background. This commercial building has housed a number of businesses over many years, often with two storefronts listed as 1306 and 1308 Market. The current facade shows the single address of 1306 Market. City directories show a series of jewelry stores in 1306 Market Street. Jacob W. Grubb, quote, dealer in watches, diamonds, fine jewelry, solid silver, and silver-plated ware, unquote, operated a store at this address from at least 1901 until his death in 1917. During that period, insurance and real estate businesses occupied the second floor, and it appears that apartments were located on the third floor. From 1917 until 1932, city directories show the address as that of Reichblum Jewelry Store, with real estate, insurance, and tailoring businesses on the second floor and apartments still on the third. The 1934 directory is the first to show Posins Jewelry at this address. Samuel Posin was the proprietor in the early years, and his descendants then operated the business at the same location. The first directory listing found for 1308 Market Street was from 1905-06, and it indicates that this storefront was occupied at that time by L.B. Kletzley, books, stationery, engraving, office, and school supplies. Second floor occupants showed the broad spectrum of businesses that could be found in this part of town at the beginning of the last century. Tenants included George J. Matheson, Real Estate Insurance and Notary Public, Consolidated Building Loan and Trust Company, meets every Saturday evening, which seems a little odd, and George W. Robinson Detective Agency, pension and claim attorney and notary. The first floor next housed a series of hat, clothing, and shoe stores. United Hat Stores beginning around 1917, followed by Morley's Clothing 1928, Lubo's American Woolen Clothes 1930, Kaufman's 1932, Herman's Shoes 1934, Rivlin Reinhardt 1936 and 38, and Rivlin's Inc. Men's Furnishings beginning around 1936. Directories indicate that Posins occupied the storefronts at both 1306 and 1308 beginning around 1941. The building was acquired by First Commitment Corporation in April of 2000, and in 2009, Friends of Wheeling presented an award for Outstanding Commercial Facade to John Hazlett, who was then the president of First Commitment Corporation. This award was for the facade work on the double building. The current owners, Natalie Hamilton and others, are in the process of returning the first floor to commercial space and making the second and third floors residential. So, Natalie, you want to say anything out here before we go inside?
So the second and third floors are almost finished, probably about 98% done. So they're a little dirty still. There's still tools and ladders and everywhere, so just be careful. We have not touched the first floor yet, except the steps. I don't know if you remember those steps that went down from the second floor in the last floor. Those have been removed. The drop ceiling has been removed, so you can see a lot of the old tin that's up there. But this floor has not been touched, so.
Okay, let's go.
Kind of dark in here too, so.
Oh, good. Okay. I got pictures of the tin.
Oh, good.
Just got approval from SHPO this past week to start, well, they approved the construction for this floor. So hopefully we can bid it out soon.
Great, great. And SHPO would be the State Historic Preservation Office. Okay.
But yeah, there were steps that came down from the second floor that connected it to there. So they were pretty large steps. And then there was, I don't know if you remember the drop ceiling, but it came down a couple feet at least. So you can at least see how high the ceilings are.
Wow. Oh.
Was the vault, you think, here because of the jewelry businesses in here?
Yeah, I think the Posins probably put that in. 'Cause it's a pretty relatively new vault, so.
Do you have the combination?
Yeah. Yeah, and the door it's really hard to move, so we're definitely gonna have to get somebody to look at that.
Yeah.
And there's shelving in there now, but we plan to like take the shelves out. We want to do an event space on this floor, hopefully. So that's what my sister and I kind of looking to do.
Nice. Nice.
But we can go to the second and third floor. So there's an internal stairwell that goes out to the front. So that would be the normal stairwell that you would use, but this building is connected to 1310.
And is there plumbing on this?
Not on this floor yet. Everything
But you probably need it for an event space, wouldn't you?
Watch your step down.
Yep. Be careful of the step, people.
Second and third, but not directly onto that third floor. I really should have printed out some pictures of the before so you could see the huge difference. Well, see, there's a this is the staircase that I'll use. This goes directly to the front.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if I need to use the elevator, there's like an elevator in there. But I don't know if you guys remember what it looked like before. It's pretty. The contractors did a great job. They really did. I know, I should have printed some before pictures out.
And I sent the link, and I will send it again.
Yeah, I like glanced through it. I remember that mess. Yeah, nicely done.
So this was all, yeah, the ceiling height.
At this elevation?
Yeah. So this was all just one big open room. So they built the bathroom and the bedroom.
Originals, did you say?
So these are not the original floors on the second floor. The third floor has the original. There was a layer of like asbestos linoleum on top of that had to be removed. And then the wood underneath it wasn't actual really good hardwood. So they just replaced the wood here. So this is all new pine for this floor.
So this will be living room, kitchen,
Yeah.
open.
Just the whole thing. Yeah, so they're 1-bedroom apartments with 1.5 baths. I think they're around maybe 1,200 square feet, 1,000 square feet. And then unfortunately on phase 2, this whole roof is going to have to come off and be replaced. So that is going to be a huge project. Yeah, washer and dryer there, that's a closet. Yeah.
This is a really nice space, I mean, size-wise for something.
I think so too. For one,
Laundry, stack laundry in there.
yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately, there's 2 roofs on this roof. So I guess the slope wasn't large enough with the first roof, so they put another roof on top of this. So during phase 2, we have to rip all this roof, both roofs off and redo the roof.
Oh, no.
Because that's the event space like below there. So the apartments only go back halfway of this building. And that's like the full first floor goes all the way back. So well, the roof is, there's a lot of spaces where it's very spongy and just, it's in poor condition.
Yeah.
So we figure why not repair it now before we put everything in there.
So it looks like it's street level access from the backside of that.
Yeah, there's an alleyway that goes right back there, and it's just a few steps down.
Yeah, that's, makes it accessible, easily
Yeah.
accessible from that way.
Yeah, and we plan to put, you know, a nice deck out there to have outdoor seating once the roof is repaired.
That's a huge
So-
space there too. So is all of that space associated with this building?
Yeah, so that is, the first floor goes
Right.
back all the way, and then the second and third only go
That's a
back about
very
half
large
away.
space.
Yeah.
It is. That's why the first floor is so much larger than the apartments. So yeah, I think, you know, they just kept adding on to the building. They actually added on twice because it didn't go all the way back, and then they added on like another 10 feet at some point.
Yeah, that'll be a nice space. Put some awnings back there.
Yeah.
Potted plants.
The high ceilings give it a sense of spaciousness with the windows and the light. Yeah.
And then this, I don't know if you remember what the stairwell looked like before, but go back in the before pictures that Jean sent and looked at it because it was in horrible condition. All the ceiling was falling down. So they did a really good job repairing it.
Oh, I see the floor.
Yeah, so these are the original hardwood floors. They had to patch some areas, but yeah, they did a really good job with matching up the stain on these. Yeah, I like the windows on this floor better, I think, than the second floor.
Aren't they?
Yeah, there's a lot more too. There's 4 windows on the second.
Are those replacement windows? Or are those remodeled?
I think these were replaced when they did the
At some point,
facade
yeah.
improvement, but these are new storm windows.
Is it? Oh, yeah. So you raise and lower this to
Yeah.
expose the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Nice. Well done.
So this replicates pretty much the footprint of the one below, doesn't it?
Yeah,
At this point.
it is a little bit. The only difference is there's a little closet over there where I can have the laundry. So I didn't have the laundry in the bathroom here, and the bathroom is a little larger.
Yeah, that's his backyard too.
Yeah. Oh, and with the laundry, you were able to put the pot over there in that corner.
Yeah, I was able to put.
So it's
The
different
toilet.
configuration a little bit.
Is this the original?
Yeah, the third floor has the original hardwood. They had to patch. There was water damage in the bedroom and then over in the living room.
Look at the name of who finished your wood floors.
Dailies, I think was.
Dailies?
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
I don't know where they're out of, but
Hate to have the dust effect, but ours all need to be redone.
they did a really good job.
Yeah, they did.
Because these were in horrible condition before.
Very nice.
Did you have to have the electrical redone?
Yeah, everything.
Because
There was,
if I see that little, the electrician said it had to be high like that one.
I don't know
Power
why.
outlets were on the floor, which I would have liked.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they did that right there.
Structurally.
Maybe because it's, yeah.
No access through the wall.
Right. They had to bump it out.
Yeah, they had to bring in a whole new electric line, plumbing, everything had to be redone. It was all shut off.
Yeah, get the sprinklers.
Yeah, and it had to be sprinkled too.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn. How are you?
I gotta
That's
go
fine.
speak somewhere. I saw
Oh.
the groups.
Yeah. I wanted to, that's one of the descendants of Jacob Grubb,
I do
too.
know Mr.
Oh, do you know him?
Yes. Good to see you. Yes.
Good to see you.
And you asked me some info, right, about the time. I know Jean knows the answer to that question.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Because I think what I have I got from her. So.
So, yeah, Jacob was in here last.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
But he started out at Washington Hall.
Yeah. Yeah. Great stuff.
I like the color.
This
All
place
right.
looks amazing.
Doesn't it? Looks a lot better.
Amazing. I didn't recognize this floor.
They did a really good job.
Yeah, they did. And they packed some parts, but you don't. Yeah.
They really blended it really well. So
Yeah,
it
like
looks good.
Might have been a pretty rough shape, but
They were in horrible shape.
Gotta go speak
So
to
it's-
Jay's friends at the Sons of the
Oh, enjoy.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you.
Enjoy
Thank
yourself.
you. And then there is a half bath. Each floor had a half bath. This is where the laundry will go right here. And then on the second phase, we'll put steps that go down. So
you have access to
Yeah,
that,
so
or-
both
'cause
floors
I was
will have
thinking
access.
The other unit was nice because it had that direct access.
Yeah, you can
but
just walk
you
out.
have it there too.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to do like a spiral staircase, something simple.
Yeah, that'll be cool. And look, I like the barn doors,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
barn door doors.
Well, they don't take up the room of swinging out. That's
Exactly.
Yeah,
very, really
there
smart.
wasn't enough room really to have a regular door.
And it's a lot easier to do than pocket doors.
To having
Yeah.
an internal window like up there to let the light
Let more,
through.
let's more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think is it called like a clear story window or something? There wasn't in the original plan, and then one of the contractors said that would be a good idea. I was like, yeah, go ahead and do that.
If you have a solid wall there, imagine how dark it would be.
Yeah, back
Well,
here.
you've got the light here too. Yeah, so that's a good idea.
So this is the laundry for this floor. There was a little closet here for some reason. It's not on the second floor. That's why the laundry had to go in the bedroom. But this one had a small closet, so.
Is any of the woodwork original?
No, this place was completely gutted on the inside for the most part. Jean sent pictures. I don't know if you got the email. You'll have to go back and look at the pictures before because it was completely gutted. I mean, it was a mess. It was all like old wood paneling, and so this had to be it's all new wood, except the floors. The floors we were able to save.
So, Natalie, when's your occupancy? When are you going to move in here?
Hopefully by July, mid-July maybe. I know I have to.
Only a month or so away then?
Yeah.
Good.
They just have, they just kind of have to touch up the paint, put like a railing. There's not too much stuff they have left to do.
Well, all the utilities are in.
Yeah, all the utilities are finally in. So hopefully soon.
On the outside, this is where you come.
Well, so I'll probably use that internal stairwell, but yeah, this connects
So this is what the commercial.
1310 and 1308, or 1306.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. It's, kind of industrial, but,
Yeah.
like a loft, like industrial loft.
Because I think the owners before, they had both buildings and they kind of wanted to make this one kind of open building.
Yeah.
I think that was the reason that they put on.
This would be
Everything.
nice to have elevator access.
Yeah, it will be nice to have an elevator though.
Moving in, that's groceries.
And groceries.
Something up and down the stairs,
I
yeah.
lived elsewhere, and for a while, the
How
So-
about parking around here? Is that an issue?
So there's one spot that's available in the back, so I'll probably get that to the second floor tenant. But, I work from 8 to 5, so I don't think it's going to be an issue for me. I figure that,
As far as street parking?
yeah,
for
street
yourself?
parking,
Yeah.
yeah.
So how did you take on this project?
Insanity?
I know. I grew up in Wheeling. I moved away for a long time, and I knew if I was ever going to come back here that I wanted to redo a historical building or a home. So when I moved back, I'm friends with Glenn, and he had purchased these properties and asked some of his friends to go in on that. So there was like 5 of us that own these buildings. And then we did a real estate kind of transaction to separate this building out so I could own it and rehab it. But yeah, it's something I've always really wanted to do. We have so many buildings here that need a lot of help. It's not easy to rehab. Even though I'm not doing any of the work, just the project management part of it.
Finding
It
workers
takes,
is challenging too, we found with
Yeah.
our place.
and it takes a long time. You have to be very patient.
Well, you're doing a
'Cause-
beautiful job.
Thank you.
It's phenomenal.
What's been
Thank
your
you.
timeline?
So the contractors started last March, and they said they would be done with the second and third floor and everything that kind of needed to be done to the outside by September. So it's now June.
Oh, you mean last
So yeah, last September. So they said it was going to be 6 months. It's now, it's well beyond a year. But you just have to be patient, and COVID hit too, so you just have to be understanding. Yeah.
It was worth it. Yeah.
And it took about a year to get the electric line And just the whole process of getting an easement and all of that, I would say that's been the biggest challenge, yeah. So.
And would you do it again?
I think so.
Yeah.
I would definitely give myself a break, a good 5 years or so before I would tackle something else. But I mean, it's been a really good learning process. And the architect, Jason Smith from the Mills Group, is the architect, and he's done a really good job. And it has like really walked my family and I through this whole process of how to do it. So I think that's been extremely helpful.
Great.
So.
And so have you served as the project manager?
I mean, I will say he's mostly been the project manager, but he's really kept me in the loop with everything. And we have, meetings every other week with the contractors, and we go through everything. So I feel like I've learned a lot about rehab. So many things that you don't realize need to go into rehabbing a building that you become aware of once you do it. So
What's been your biggest surprises that you weren't expecting?
I would say with the electric, that I had no idea it was going to take a year to get done. That has been the biggest challenge.
Has it been figuring out how to do it or working with the city?
Well, it took getting an easement. It took just getting AEP to come out here and do the work. So it was a long process.
Well, wasn't there electric
So-
to the building already?
It was already shut off completely. And we were using electric from 1310 as they were doing the construction, but
A lot of extension cords?
yeah, a lot of extension cords. But you have to have the main electric line working before you can really move in.
And so pretty soon you'll be renting out the second floor?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I might wait until that roof is repaired in the back because I know that's going to be really
mess.
noisy and a
Yeah.
mess.
And you're
So I
gonna
might-
occupy the third?
Yeah, this will all live on the third floor.
Exciting.
So,
Well done.
Yes.
thank you.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys finally got to see it.
Yay.
Yeah. And then we'll have to do, once the first floor is finished, you guys can come back and see
We'll
that
be back.
too.
We'll be back.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So thank you those who are watching remotely or later, and we will see you on our next tour.